Hey everyone and welcome back. So you're looking at a phone that is, believe it or not, 5 years old. This is the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And in 2025, the big question is this thing still worth it? Should you buy one? Should you keep the one you have? Or is it finally time to upgrade? We're going to break all of that down today. This is my 12 Pro Max. I've got it here in that beautiful Pacific blue, and I've actually given it a bit of a refresh, which we'll talk about. In this video, we're going to look back at what made this phone so special when it launched. We'll talk into the design and that big beautiful display. We'll talk performance, and I've got my own Geekbench scores to share with you. We'll cover the camera battery life, and maybe most interestingly, I'm running the brand new iOS 26 developer beta on here, and I have some thoughts. So if you're thinking about this phone at all, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. So before we get into the nitty-gritty of 2025, it's worth remembering why the iPhone 12 series was such a huge deal back in 2020. I mean, this was the biggest redesign we'd seen in years. Apple brought back these iconic flat edges, a throwback to the iPhone 5, and it's a design language they've stuck with ever since. That's a huge reason why this phone 5 years later still looks completely modern. But it was more than just looks. This was the first iPhone with 5G. It introduced the ceramic shield front glass, which Apple claimed had 4 times better drop performance. It had the A14 Bionic chip, the world's first commercial 5nm smartphone chip, which was just ridiculously powerful for its time. And of course, it brought us MagSafe, which opened up this whole new ecosystem of magnetic chargers and accessories. And for the Pro Max model specifically, Apple saved the best for the biggest. This phone got a brand new, much larger main camera sensor and this cool new sensor shift stabilization, which was exclusive to the Max. So at launch, this wasn't just another big iPhone, it was without a doubt the best iPhone you could buy. The question is, how does all that best of 2020 tech hold up today? Alright, let's talk about the hardware. The build quality here is it's still absolutely top tier. You've got this surgical grade stainless steel frame and this beautiful matte etched glass on the back that feels amazing and resists fingerprints. This Pacific blue color I think is one of the best colors Apple has ever made. It's just so unique and has held up incredibly well. But you know, there's no getting around it. This is a big heavy phone. It weighs 228 grams and you feel it, and these sharp flat edges, while they look great, they can dig into your hand a bit. It's definitely not the most comfortable phone for one-handed use, and it's a real presence in your pocket. It's a trade-off you make for what you get in return, which is this massive screen. And what a screen it is! It's a 6.7-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display, and even today it's gorgeous. It's sharp, with a pixel density of 458 ppi, it gets plenty bright for outdoor use at 800 nits, and the colors are fantastic for watching videos or looking at photos. But, and this is the big one, it's a 60 Hz display. Now what does that mean? It means the screen refreshes 60 times per second. Newer Pro iPhones have 120 Hz ProMotion displays which refresh twice as fast, making things like scrolling feel incredibly fluid and smooth. And I have to be honest, this is probably the single most dated piece of hardware on this phone. Apple's iOS animations are so well optimized that 60 Hz feels about as good as it possibly can. But if you're coming from a high refresh rate screen, you will notice the difference. For some people, this could be a deal breaker. Okay, so the display might be a bit old school, but what about the performance? Well, this is where the story gets really interesting. This phone is powered by the A14 Bionic chip, and honestly, it still flies. I just ran a Geekbench 6 test and I got a single core score of 2134 and a multi-core of 5020 for a 5-year-old chip. Those numbers are still incredibly impressive. In the real world, what that means is for all your day-to-day stuff, browsing social media, messaging, watching videos, there is zero lag. It's just as snappy as you'd ever need it to be. But here's the real secret to this phone's longevity, and it's something I really want to focus on, the RAM. The iPhone 12 Pro Max was the first iPhone to come with 6GB of RAM. And that was a huge deal. Apple actually stuck with 6GB of RAM for the 13 Pro, the 14 Pro, and even the standard iPhone 15. That generous amount of memory is the reason this phone can handle multitasking so well, keeping apps open in the background without constantly needing to reload them. It's the reason it runs the brand new graphically intensive iOS 26 so smoothly. And for gaming, it's still a beast. I can run most demanding games at high settings with no problem. While it can get a little warm, the heat is still tolerable. So yeah, performance-wise, this isn't just good for an old phone, it's genuinely impressively capable. Now let's talk about the single most important factor for any used phone, battery life. If you pick up a 12 Pro Max with its original battery from 2020, it's probably going to be pretty rough. That's just the reality of battery chemistry. But this is where my phone becomes the perfect example of what's possible. I recently had the battery replaced, and as you can see, it's at 96% health. And let me tell you, it has completely transformed the phone. The 12 Pro Max was known for having incredible battery life at launch, and with a fresh battery, that legacy is back. This is an easy all-day phone, no questions asked. With my usage, I can get through a full day and then some. With a new battery, you can realistically expect around 5 to 7 hours of screen-on time depending on your usage, which is fantastic. So my advice is this: if you're thinking of buying a 12 Pro Max, you have to factor in the cost of a battery replacement. Just assume you'll need to do it, because when you do, it honestly feels like you're using a brand new phone again. Okay, the cameras. This is another area where the Pro in the name really holds up. You have a triple 12 megapixel system here. There's a main wide camera with a fast f1.6 aperture and that great sensor shift stabilization I mentioned earlier. Then you have an ultra wide and a 2.5x optical telephoto lens. And the results, as you can see, still look amazing. The photos are sharp, the colors are classic Apple vibrant but natural, and the video quality is just stellar. It shoots in 4K at up to 60 frames per second, and it was one of the first phones to record in Dolby Vision HDR, which still looks incredible on a compatible screen. But what really keeps it competitive are the Pro features. It has a LiDAR scanner which helps it focus way faster in low light and enables night mode portraits which still look fantastic. It also shoots in Apple Pro RAW. This is a huge deal for anyone who likes to edit their photos. It combines the flexibility of a RAW file with Apple's computational smarts like Deep Fusion and Smart HDR3, giving you so much more data to work with in apps like Lightroom. Now let's be real, is it gonna beat a brand new iPhone 16 Pro Max? No. The zoom in particular can't compete with the 5x or 10x optical zoom we see on modern flagships. But here's the thing, for the price you can get this phone for in 2025, its camera system is still better than most brand new mid-range phones you could buy today. The quality and the pro level features are still here. Alright, this is the part I'm really excited to talk about. This phone is currently running the latest iOS 26 developer beta 8, and I have to say, Apple has done something really special with this update. The whole new design aesthetic, which Apple calls liquid glass, is it's so fluid and clean. The new animations, the way the controls look, it's a massive visual upgrade. I mean, I really appreciate how Apple made this huge leap. It honestly makes older versions, like even iOS 18, feel kind of old and flat in comparison. And the best part is, on this 5-year-old hardware, it runs beautifully. It feels faster, the little bugs are ironed out, and like I said, the battery and thermal management feel like they've gotten some nice tweaks. It's a testament to Apple's long-term support. But there's a big new feature in iOS 26 that this phone does not get, and that's Apple Intelligence. The A14 Bionic chip just isn't on the list of supported devices. So is that a deal breaker? Honestly, for me, it's not, and here's why. You know, Apple Intelligence right now is still in its very early stages. It's basically in beta. As someone who uses AI tools a lot, I usually find myself using alternatives that are just more powerful and mature, like Gemini or ChatGPT. They can handle more complex tasks and have been around longer. So while having AI built in is cool, for now I'm perfectly happy using the more powerful third-party apps that are already out there. So to wrap things up, let's just quickly summarize the downsides, the things you really need to consider before buying or keeping this phone in 2025. First, that 60Hz display, it's the biggest hardware compromise. If you're used to 120Hz, it will feel like a step back. Second, the size and weight. It's a big, heavy phone. If you have small hands or small pockets, this might not be for you. Third, and I can't stress this enough, battery health is everything. An old, degraded battery will give you a bad experience. Plan for a replacement. Fourth, it still uses the Lightning port, which is just a minor annoyance in a mostly USB-C world. And finally, no Apple Intelligence. It's not a huge deal today, but it is a factor if you're thinking about future-proofing for the next few years. So the final verdict, the iPhone 12 Pro Max has aged incredibly gracefully. It's a true testament to what happens when you combine a powerful chip, a generous amount of RAM, and years of excellent software support. So who should buy this phone in 2025? If you're looking for a premium flagship experience on a budget and you're willing to put a new battery in it, this is one of the best deals in tech right now. It punches way above its price tag. If you're a current owner and you're happy with it, especially if you've replaced the battery, there is very little reason to upgrade. iOS 26 makes it feel fresh again, and the performance is still fantastic. And if you're on the fence trying to decide whether to get this or something newer, it really comes down to one question: does the 60Hz display bother you? If it doesn't, save your money and enjoy this amazing phone. If it does, then you'll want to look at an iPhone 13 Pro or newer, but that's just my experience after all this time. I'd love to hear from all of you. Are you still using a 12 Pro Max in 2025? Are you thinking about buying one? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, a simple thumbs up would be amazing, and consider subscribing for more videos like this one. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.